What's up guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we are back with the final episode of Season 3 here with T-Mobile. If you missed Love Welter, make sure you go back and check it out. It was a pretty action-packed race, but today we do have the season finale. So, like I said, we will have the World Championships to start, and then we will have Il Lombardia to end up our season. By the way, we have had the Canadian Classics. We didn't have the strongest team, and you will see that Maxi Shackman did win both events. Not the best results. We got some top 10s, nothing more though. So we are taking control of Germany for the World Champs this season. We have two riders really for our squad, Kemner and Shackman, who is a future rider of course. But if we can't get the win, which I doubt we will, we want this man to take victory. So our boy Lenny Kemner coming towards the second split today. David Dela Cruz, I think, is going to set the best time. Poor time by Wout van Aert as well. Big surprise for me. Shackman on a terrible day. So really, we're not going to win this race, but we can hopefully get a decent result with our boy Lenny. And across the split, 54 seconds down, currently in 6th position. So 1K to go. We are about to see Lenny across the line, trying to push it as much as he can into the finish in Bilbao. Will it be a top 5? Top 3 for the moment, not too bad. So Shackman crossing the line. He is going to be nowhere today, sadly, on a terrible race day. We wait to see who will take victory. David Dela Cruz surely isn't going to be the world TT champion. Up next then, Tom Dumoulin on a good time, and he does take the best time substantially. Asgreen on course, but Remco Evenepoel is on an unreal time right now. He is the favourite. Here comes Remco then. Can he beat Tom Dumoulin? I'm sure he's going to. 1 minute and 36 seconds. Look at his attributes. He is unreal. No surprise there. And our boy Ganna is not going to come to the team as the world champion, I believe. Let's see then, a few hundred meters left. Can he get a top 3? I think he probably will. No, 4th place, disappointing for sure. Away we go then for the road race, and sadly not the best race days I would have hoped for. Emu Bookman on a great day. Sadly, he's not a T-Mobile rider though. Kemner, Brenner, Shackman, all on minus days. I still think the strat is to try and protect those guys. Geschke as well on a great day, but it's a hilly parkour here in Spain. So I have managed to put Simon Geschke up in the breakaway. He's on a great day today. A strong little rider despite being into his 30s now. And hopefully he can help us on later in the race. So then into the final 100k. The sun has come out here in Spain. You love to see that. But we have had some attacks, including our rider. So strange to see Vermarker not being controlled by me. But Dunbar, Toons, Courts, Kelderman trying to join this breakaway. Still led by Simon Geschke as Thwaites is done for the day. It's not a big gap though, and the tempo really is being increased. So we only have 2 more ascents after this one to go, and now is the time we are really seeing an increase in the rhythm. Santi Buitrago on the front for Colombia. They need to make it difficult for the likes of Higuita and Chavez, that is for sure. Not sure who else they have. Miguel Angel Lopez too. He will like a high tempo throughout, and we're still looking okay with plenty of teammates in the group. 30k to go in this World Championship. We still have over 90 riders in this group somehow. Really hasn't been too selective thus far, as Gianni Moscon, another T-Mobile rider, in and amongst the action, but this is going to be decided on this final climb for sure. 21k to go. We're trying to lead our guys into the foot of the final climb in the prime position. Geschke is done. He has done a great job after being out in the breakaway for the entire stage, basically. Bookman and Shackman are going to try and look after each other. We then have our T-Mobile train as well, with Ruch protecting Kemner and Brenner for now. But the French squad surely are going to try and open this up for Julian Alaphilippe. I'm trying to keep Shackman here, but there goes Julian Alaphilippe. Let's go like this with Brenner tempoing for Kemner at maybe 90. Bookman trying to keep Shackman in contention, but of course we cannot get, we cannot let Alaphilippe go too far up the roads right now. And you can see he is still out front, but not a massive lead for Julian. So if we can keep Shackman, Brenner, Kemner in this group, we will be in a good position, I'm sure of it. Shackman is struggling to hold the wheel just a little bit here. Let's maybe go like this with Kemner now. Brenner on his wheel. Shackman still holding Bookman's wheel. And now we're in a great position. We still have lots of riders here. I think Brenner can do some work maybe with Kemner sitting in the group. Bookman can work as well with Shackman sitting in this group of now 23 riders at the front of the race. So we know how good Julian Alaphilippe is in a descent. So Bookman and Brenner are really going to try and do some work right now. 92, I think, on this slightly uphill section. We also have Tom Dumoulin doing some work for the Dutch team, while Shackman can hopefully recover in this descent where he should be one of the fastest riders remaining. And there you go, Alaphilippe is caught. Let's tempo at 85 right now. 37 are in this group too. 5k to go then. The world champs are about to be decided. I've checked through the group. We have the usual suspects. Hershey, I think Alaphilippe's still here, of course. And then really Shackman. So I think Shackman has a great chance here. Hopefully we can deliver him a good lead out as well. Just 3k to go. Let's check the profile. It's slightly uphill to the line as well. Bookman up to 99 as Alaphilippe kicks out of this corner. Hershey knows the danger, tries to follow too. Kemner try and put Shackman up to Alaphilippe's wheel. I've gone a little early for my liking. Shackman going to have to try and go right now for the line. Diego Ulissi holds the lead, and Diego Ulissi wins the World Championships ahead of Hershey and Roglic. Shackman only 5th. I went too late in the end. Not sure if it was there for us, but a surprise winner today. Yeah, I probably went too late, but Shackman not on the best day. Neither were any of our squad really, so I didn't really want to open up the race too much. And Ulissi capitalised. Not too difficult for him, and he is a very, very quick rider. So this could be the final race I show on camera this season, guys. Il Lombardia, the final monument as well. It's an objective for the team to, let's just check actually what they want us to get. A top 10, a 3-star objective. Let's go for it. Away we go then, guys. Il Lombardia is here. Gio Aliotti gets a +4 day despite being injured somewhat, not feeling well. Ciccone as well on a great day. Kemner not so much. So I think Aliotti, who has had an increase in attributes as well, you love to see it, alongside Ciccone, are our 2 big leaders today. And we will end with 11 riders up the roads in today's breakaway. No one particularly dangerous, but a fairly strong group it seems. Richie Port up the road for Facebook Trek. I've just noticed we do get our first look at Diego Ulissi in the rainbow bands for Team UAE. Crazy, crazy stuff. I cannot believe we let Diego Ulissi beat us in the World Championships. We are now approaching the main selection point of the stage then. First the Gazzello, then we have the Sormano, and then we of course come to the Civiglio before ending the race really. And these are the 3 big efforts now which will define who is able to win Il Lombardia this year. Okay, then the Gazzello is done. 55k still to go, and still apparently over 100 riders in this group. I'm sure we will see some splits down to 97, maybe fewer, as we approach the Sormano, and that is where we're going to try and make a real difference. So on the first section of this climb, we're going to try and stay to the front. As soon as we hit that steeper pitch, well over 10%, over 20% in places as well, I think, that is where we're going to try and put the hammer down. Here we go then, entering the Sormano climb. We're not in the best position. We're not right on the front like I'd hoped to be. Let's try and get Ciccone and Aliotti to the front right now. I can see Roglic is here, and it is Grigard blocking at the front for Astana, it would seem. Let's try and push on a bit here because I do want to try and create some gaps if we can. And Grigard still pushes on for Astana. He is strong today because Lenny and Brenner are now really struggling. Let's try and keep Aliotti as well in position. You can see how badly Brenner has been blocked up this climb. Ciccone, let's try and push him to 90. Same with Gio, who is dropping back now, sadly for him. But Grigard is still on the front, and look at the blocking, guys. The blocking in PCM sometimes really is frustrating, but Gaudu putting the hammer down. Same with Alaphilippe, but now Roglic. Still, Jonas Grigard is here for Astana. Aliotti forced way too far back in this group, but Ciccone will stay to the front for now. And we're not going to push on because I do want Aliotti to the front if we can. He was just caught out of position there though, sadly. And so, not particularly selective, it must be said. We still have 10 riders at the very front. A few more coming straight back on. Then we have a group with Adam Yates. Aliotti is in this group with Bookman, Sepp Kuss as well. Further back we have Simon Yates, I think. And then we have a group featuring Carapaz, Quintana and Lenny Kemner. But it's still pretty close with lots of riders in contention. So the riders in this group, Jonas Grigard, what a ride it has been by the Dane. Almeida seems to be working for Alaphilippe here. Apart from Grigard though, no real surprises in that group. Maybe Wilco Kelzman. Aliotti try and conserve a bit on the way back in. He can go to 75, maintain. But Ciccone looks absolutely brilliant, it must be said. So we're a one-man team right now, sadly, because Aliotti did make it back in with this group, but he struggled so much with the tempo in this valley before the Civiglio that he has now been dropped. But now Ciccone needs to make his way to the front of the race ahead of the Civiglio. I could see some attacks coming. Almeida upping the rhythm. Let's try and go to 90 with Giulio. Balkan Mollema blocking the road for us for now. And look at the rhythm we are currently seeing in this group. It is absolutely rapid as finally Grigard does go out the back. Schachmann is gone. Look at the tempo Joao Almeida is pressing onward though. We're trying to set our own rhythm on this climb and we are struggling to stay with the best of them as Julian Alaphilippe launches one on the Civiglio. We have Hershey behind Mollema, Bernal, Gaudu, Bookman. Then comes Ciccone, who is trying to make his own way back up to this chasing group, but Alaphilippe looking brilliant. And we have seen Mark Hershey go pop right there for Facebook Trek. Ciccone really does seem quite strong. If we can get to this group, Bernal, Lopez, Bookman, Gaudu and Balkan Mollema, a former winner of this race of course, that would be brilliant for us. We have Bardet and Adam Yates in our group currently, but we just cannot get there, it seems, before the top of the Civiglio. Although Lopez is done, Bookman is done, Mollema is done as well. So we will come back on a few of those guys just as we enter this descent. Let's rely on Miguel Angel Lopez now. And at the head of the race, it's still Julian Alaphilippe, leading from Bernal and Gaudu. So Ciccone, Yates, Bardet and Lopez trying to catch Bookman and Mollema. Then we have Bernal, Gaudu and Alaphilippe, the three leaders right now. It's a bit of a shame. I thought we were looking better in this race, to be honest with you, than how it seems to have turned out right here. The three at the front and now have a massive 50 seconds gap. Ciccone, again, trying to tempo himself. We'll try a little move off the front here on the final climb of the day to try and catch those guys. Maybe secure a top 5, top 4 position as well. But now Gaudu and Alaphilippe continues to press on. Is it too late for Giulio though? But now seems to be rocking a little. But Gaudu and particularly Alaphilippe look brilliant into the final 10k. We haven't really closed the gap, 40 seconds. Sadly, let's try and up it over the top of this climb. We have secured a top 5 though, for sure. I think we'll finish 4th here at Il Lombardia with Giulio Ciccone. That is somewhat of a shame. I hope for more. We just couldn't stay with those guys, I'm afraid, on the Civiglio. Let's see who wins though. Gaudu, Bernal, Alaphilippe showing off his descending skills right now. Pushing away, he is the quickest as well. Alaphilippe is going to take some beating here into the final kilometre of Il Lombardia, and Julian Alaphilippe wins at a canter ahead of, I think, Bernal, just ahead of Gaudu, and Ciccone will come in for a pretty strong 4th place, just off the podium. Bit of a shame. Hope for a little more today. It's not the worst result though. Not too bad, not the best though, I'm afraid here. Top 4, we just couldn't quite get back on the final climb of the day. Julian Alaphilippe wins Il Lombardia. He won Liège earlier in the year as well, making it his 2nd monument of the calendar year. He's won Lombardia last year as well in this save, and in the first year, did he win it again? Not sure, but that is now his 2nd Il Lombardia of the save. Unreal stuff from Julian Alaphilippe. The show goes on, guys. I felt we needed one more race to end off this season. Let's try and win Paris Tour today. One of the oldest races in cycling. Moscon on great form as well. And by the way, we do have a worryingly big breakaway up the road. 19 riders are here. Charlie Korsman, the legend, is there. But a very big group, it must be said. So the breakaway no longer have a big lead, and we are just entering the really decisive stage of this race. Plenty of cobbles, plenty of hills. This is going to be fun. So we're making it a difficult race for sure, but still no real gaps have formed, and still the early breakaway are up the roads. Big Charlie Korsman attacking away, and no one can follow. Things you love to see. Okay, and Jonas Ruch is literally just riding away on this cobbled sector. Accidentally, I will add. I'm literally just trying to set a tempo, as we did have a puncture just there. Didn't quite catch who it was for. But now Ruch has been caught by Nathan van Hooijdonk, who of course rode brilliantly at, I think, Gent Wevelgem recently in real life. Let's try and make a little train with our guys to the front, and I'm afraid the German champion Marco Brenner is just too far back right now, and maybe we could try a little move with Moscon out of this cobbled sector. Johan Jacobs trying to bridge up. He can go maybe 85. Let's try and catch Van Hooijdonk with Gianni Moscon, and we will do with Jonas Rickards on our wheel. Now we can try and relay, and hopefully we can maybe get Jacobs into this group as well. We can probably drop Jonas Ruch because we have a pretty big gap to the groups behind. Okay then, 16k to go. Out front, we have Johan Jacobs, Van Hooijdonk, Rickaert, Dorian Godon, and then Gianni Moscon is here as well. We do need some help though. Still 59 riders are behind. I mean, we're trying to keep Brenner in a good position, of course. Ruch can probably try and stay here as well, but we don't really want these guys coming back. And to be honest, I think Jacobs is struggling just a little too much. We may be without the help of Johan Jacobs for the remainder of the race. We'll try and grab Gianni's wheel with him, but it may be best to try and leave him behind, and we're going to try and do that right here with Gianni Moscon attacking off the front. 10k to go, trying to make the most of this +3 day. We can't quite drop them. I mean, we have just, but Van Hooijdonk, Godon and Rickaert are very, very strong today, and I think it will be this front group of now 4 riders deciding this race. So behind we have a group of 21. Sorenkra, Anderson, Bettiol are here. Jacobs now as well. Out front we still have Moscon, Van Hooijdonk, Godon and Rickaert. We're probably not going to take this in a sprint, so not quite sure what the best option is for us here. We probably still want this group to go to the line though if we can. I thought they were attacking right there. Van Hooijdonk is on the front. Let's try and continue working with him. I mean, but Godon is sitting on the wheels. He is a quick sprinter. So is Jonas Rickaert. 40 seconds is our gap with now 2k to go. Certainly not 20. Let's try and go to the front out of the final corner. Gianni Moscon sprinting for the line here at Paris Tour. We have Rickaert, Godon, Van Hooijdonk as well. But I think it will be Jonas Rickaert taking the win. Moscon only second. We just miss out. A really fun race though, and a great way to end our season. So the season has now ended, and what a season it was. I mean, just looking back through it, it was an unreal year in so many ways. We won our first Grand Tour. We entered our first Grand Tour. Second at the Tour as well was a great moment. But I do want to take a look back at the season rankings, and you can see firstly that we were just beaten by De Koning in the World Tour, gutting stuff. In Super Prestige as well, De Koning are our kryptonite. Next year, we definitely want to win these rankings, that is for sure. In terms of victories as well, we were 4th, 33 over the year. We cannot complain, but De Koning, 54 wins across the season. In terms of individual rankings as well, again, we're beaten just by De Koning. Alaphilippe just beating Lenny Kemner. But also Ciccone top 10, Moscon top 20, Szabo and Fabro as well in the top 50. Kovia, of course, won Milan San Remo over Marca there too. So we do have some decent squad depth, it would seem to me. And Kemner did win the Super Prestige standings, to be fair. So we know how great our transfer window was, essentially. Ghana, Shackman, Nizzolo, they're going to be our riders next season. Nibali to Marder, Battistella, Demarchi, Tobias Bayer. It's a great kind of window for us for sure. But let's take a look at the other teams as well. So AG2R, plenty of signings. Elie Gesper coming in, but no real coups for them. I would say Champoussin does seem to be their leader right now. We have Bahrain victorious Jon Izagirre, but they do lose Matteo Moschetti and Damiano Caruso. But again, no massive signings for them this season. Bora Hansgrohe, and they've had quite the window. They've still got Delgado, who is developing massively. One of the best punchers in the world for sure. Shackman, Landa, Yates, they all leave the team, but they do bring in Enric Mas, Miguel Angel Lopez, Rob Stannard as well, Eddie Dunbar. Some good signings, but they've lost some great riders too. Oh, and this is a massive one. EF Pro Cycling sign Matthew Van Der Poel, Mikel Landa, Sepkus Godon. What a transfer window for them. They are now one of the best teams in the world for sure. Facebook Trek sign Aronsman, Kron, Vingegaard. Some fun signings for them for sure, but still Hershey, Pedersen, Sagan, they are their main leaders. Groupama have Richard Carapaz. So Ineos losing Carapaz. Caleb Ewan as well. Simon Yates, my oh my. Warren Barguil going to Groupama. They have made some great signings for sure. Some big moves. And the Ineos Grenadiers lose Carapaz. Egan Bernal has gone as well. And they have signed Nairo Quintana to replace those guys. That is interesting. Not quite the powerhouse of old, you would say. Israel Startup Nation do sign Elia Viviani, but they do lose Nils Pollitt. Not the best for them. Lotto Suzal, no real signings, but they have lost Caleb Ewan and Thomas de Gens, whereas they've signed Chris Harper and Alexander Williams. I mean, it's not the best, it must be said, for them. 3.5-star team, they are just probably a World Tour team next year. NTT signed Moschetti to replace Nizzolo. Also Liu, the Chinese climber, is coming to the World Tour. You love to see that. Sunweb, no real signings for them. Hofstetter is their biggest signing. Team Jumbo-Visma, Lou Sepkus, like we mentioned, Vingegaard as well. Jai Atkinson, who is a regen, an Australian regen, he looks pretty class, it must be said. They've also signed a now 38-year-old Nikki Terpstra, still a dominant team for them. But Team Spotify, this is fun. They have signed Egan Bernal, a massive coup for them. Michael Bjerg, Ruta Pools, some great signings for Spotify, and they have really developed into a top team. UAE still reliant on Tadej Pogacar, it must be said, but they do sign some good backups for him. But McNulty and Bjerg, two big losses, I would definitely say. And yeah, it does seem that is the World Tour. Did we say Astana? I get the feeling we skipped Astana for some reason. Anyhow, let's go to them right now. Let's skip them again. What's going on? Nils Pollitt, Milano, Pasqualon. But yeah, Nils Pollitt is their main signing for sure. And Alpecin Phoenix, by the way, are going to be a World Tour team next season. Despite losing Van der Poel, they have got Adam Yates. That is a big signing for them. Let's just flick through the Quanti Pro teams so you can see. Pause on a team if you're interested, but I'm trying to see if any other teams have made a step like Alpecin Phoenix, because Adam Yates, that is a massive signing. Peugeot Clarion, they're going to be a World Tour team. Trentin, Christoph, again, despite losing their star riders, Quintana and Barguil, Trentin and Christoph, two great signings for them, still with Nasser Bouani as well. Taking a look further through, Thomas de Gent, of course, going to Team Europcar. Interesting move for him. They must be paying him an absolute ton, that is for sure. But yeah, it seems Alpecin, Williams Martini, shout out to Blackwall right there. But Alpecin and Peugeot Clarion really making some moves. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of T-Mobile Bianchi. I'm still enjoying the series, and I really hope you guys are too. And I hope you're looking forward to absolutely smashing it, I hope, next season with our new signings and our current squad as well. But if you enjoyed, make sure you smash that like button, drop a sub on the video if you're new. Tell me what you thought in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.